Hi, Dennis here. The causes and treatment of hyperventilation. That was the question. First of all, I think you need to understand what is hyperventilation. Hyperventilation is, in other words, overventilating the lungs. So the person who has hyperventilation tends to breathe too much air in and out of the lungs. And then I sometimes say the body decides kind of. It decides to, there he is again. It decides to make your bronchi smaller or your blood vessels smaller. These are a drawing of the bronchi, but the blood vessels is kind of similar. So when you hyperventilate, in normal situations your bronchi do not go smaller, but it's your blood vessels. So a really important gas in your body is carbon dioxide. So when you overbreathe, you release too much carbon dioxide out of your system. And when this happens, the connection between oxygen in your blood, the connection tends to become stronger. It's a really simple way of explaining this. There needs to be a kind of carbon dioxide pressure into your body, so when you breathe in and out, and I'm alive or I'm working out or I'm thinking a lot, my body tends to create carbon dioxide. So when there's a kind of pressure of carbon dioxide, my body releases oxygen into my brain and gives back carbon dioxide. But when I breathe in and out too much, then the percentage of carbon dioxide goes down the norm, goes down to a level where my body can create a normal balance, a kind of homeostasis. When it goes too low, then my body is going to give all kinds of reactions to regain the balance. And one way to regain balance is to make my blood vessels a little bit smaller. And that way, the carbon dioxide cannot be released that easily from my body, and my carbon dioxide will go up. When you have asthma, you also hyperventilate, but then your body, this is the picture I just showed you, my body will make my bronchi smaller. And for example, when I have a garden hose and I breathe through the garden hose, it's a lot easier than when I have a little straw. So with the little straw, it's not that easy to breathe, so then the release of carbon dioxide from my body is a lot harder, so my carbon dioxide goes up. So when my carbon dioxide goes up, then my body can more easily release the oxygen into my cells. This is the basic. So if you understand this, you're halfway. The treatment of hyperventilation is training. The reason that you tend to hyperventilate is a lot of times a couple of things. One of them is, I'm sorry, but you got it from your mother. Mothers who tend to hyperventilate, we all have a central breathing mechanism in our brain, and it's connected to the gas exchange into our body. And when you have a norm which is kind of too low, so you kind of hyperventilate, and you're kind of producing a baby, the baby will get the same adjustment, the same gas exchange as the mother, and also in the womb it will learn the kind of flow the mother has with breathing. So about 90% of all children which came from mothers with hyperventilation also have hyperventilation. But there's a lot of hidden hyperventilation going on, so it's possible that a child tends to get asthmatic and the mother doesn't know why. The father is not asthmatic, and etc., etc. But the mother has hyperventilation, but she doesn't know it. So check it out. If you know a child who has asthma, check out the control pause of the mother, and a lot of times you will see that the mother has a kind of hyperventilation. So, mother. Second is overeating of proteins, and especially animal products like meat. Not very good idea, because it tends to create into your body a disbalance and you breathe more. But an also really important part is that the idea we need to breathe more is healthy. Like, and then I breathe into my nose and I have a low belly breathing, and I tend to breathe out my mouth. This is really healthy. A lot of people think this, but this is not correct. So that's the third one, the idea of overbreathing, that it's healthy. And a really important piece for us now is stress related. So when we are busy in the craziness of the day, I sometimes say, we tend to overbreathe a lot. And there are a lot of like products which also trigger us to breathe more. For example, coffee. Caffeine will help you to breathe even more. A lot of people understand that if I snore cocaine down my nose, my heart rate will go up and I get more busy and I tend to breathe more. A lot of people, when I explain this, they say, oh yeah, I understand, okay, right. But when you tend to drink about 5 cups of coffee a day, I also tend to breathe a lot more. Or when I use a lot of sugar, I also tend to breathe a lot more. So for example, in bread, most of the times there's no sugar added in there, but my body will translate it into glucose, into sugar. So when I eat food directly with sugar, or food which will be processed into my body as kind of sugar, also my rate of breathing will go up. The amount of air will go up. Another example, alcohol. When I drink alcohol, my body will make glucose out of it. So my sugar levels into my blood will go up. These are just some examples. I think a really important thing about the treatment is that you understand that there's a central breathing system into your brain which is connected to gas exchange, and you can change this. You can change the norm of this central breathing system. You need to train for this. If you do 2 times a week, you do a little bit yoga or whatever, it will not help you out. It will help you out 45 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes or whatever, but you're back in your car or on your bike, or you're walking down the road again, and your breathing is as it was again. So you need to train your breathing really specific way. It's not difficult. You only need to do what it says, what the advices are. For example, I can give you. And if you do this for about 3 to 5 months, you will heal yourself most of the times of your hyperventilation. 9 minutes 45 seconds, so it's a long video. I hope I helped you out for now, and then send you a lot of love, and have a nice day. See you next time. Bye bye.